Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. We're going to be checking out a number of different shops today. We're going to be looking at the store shelves, what's missing, what's there. We're going to be looking at a slightly different location. We're going to be about 30 minutes away. This is going to be a more rural location, and we're going to be checking the store shelves to see if there's differences in what they're stocking and what they're out of. And we're also probably going to see some similarities because they're using the same distribution network. Just 30 minutes away means they're probably using the same distribution warehouses, that type of thing. So we're probably going to see some similarities, but we're also going to see some differences. And I know we've talked a lot about what's the difference between what's going to the city stores versus what's going to the rural stores, the small towns, that type of thing. So we're going to take a look. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think the city stores are being stocked better and the rural, small town, red state stores are being stocked less? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Please be kind to each other. Probably going to have some differing opinions. But without further ado, let's jump right into the pictures. So let's start here at Walmart. One of the big things I saw was that very similar kind of thing when it comes to the frozen pizzas, having some issues here and there, out of stock options. When I saw this whole bank of freezers empty, first thing I did was I looked around the corner and saw that this was a connected freezer, so it's part of the bank. It's not like this was like this section wasn't working or something like that. Now this is like frozen beef, like snack products or snack meals. As you can see, you got your chicken wings and your boneless chicken bites over on the left, and that was kind of what this was, but these were like beef options, and they were all out of stock. Now, maybe they're just super popular, but it looked like they just weren't able to restock them. Frozen vegetables, looking a little bit thin there. We got a couple of different options out. Broccoli seems to be the thing that we seem to have the hardest time keeping in stock. Some varieties of frozen potatoes were out of stock, but overall there were other options. You could do something else, but having a couple of holes here and there is something we've really become accustomed to, hasn't it? Tuna fish, they seem to have more tuna fish options out here in the country. And in addition to that, we did see that there were some salmon options. So there was foil packs of salmon as well as canned salmon. Now, it wasn't like super well stocked, but it was enough if you are looking for some salmon in a can. All right, so when it comes to meat products, canned meats, they had Hash up there, Armour, as well as Mary, the Hormel one. They also had the Vienna sausages. Noticeably, the Vienna sausages were pushed down to the floor. Not really sure why they're pushing those out of the main prime area, and the Hash was right up in the prime location. Keystone meats, got chicken, pork, beef. Haven't seen turkey recently. I don't know if they're just not stocking as much or if it's just super, super popular this time of year. But there didn't even seem to be a place on the shelf for Keystone turkey. Let me know if you guys are seeing Keystone turkey out where you are, or if maybe they've just discontinued that entirely. Canned chicken, looking low in stock, especially the multi-packs where you save per can. That's really the only way to buy it. Back when I was getting loaded up on chicken, I was buying the cases of it. You could only get that online, I think. I don't think they ever really sold those at the store in person. All right, chicken broth. Chicken broth low in stock, but it's the beef broth that's just flat out missing for the most part. There's a little bit of Swanson beef broth down at the bottom there, and some of the spicy, but there just isn't any beef broth generic. No, very, very little beef broth College Inn, Progresso. Yeah, you can see that beef broth is definitely having an issue out there. Now, I talked about Nido before. If you're looking for the whole milk powder, generally, if you're looking for adults, you want the Nido Fortificado. That's the stuff right there in the center. The stuff on the left is for kids, and then you got your lacto-ease thing over on the right. I'm not sure, other than just it not having lactose, what's up with that. But if you're looking for whole milk, Nido Fortificado is a good one. I think the taste is good too. So anyway, but not everybody likes it. So when it comes to dried rice, bagged rice, no 20-pound GV rice, which I thought was interesting. There were some other varieties, other brands that they kind of filled the gap in. Like, so this Carolina rice is in that spot where the GV should be, and 20 pounds for right about the same price as GV. So I don't know if Great Value is having trouble getting their 20-pounders or getting enough 20-pounders. But if you can get another brand, I guess that's not too big of a deal. Anyway, gravy. Seeing issues with gravy, of course, this time of year. It makes sense. But Heinz gravy not fully stocked. Mashed potatoes looking fairly well stocked. Evaporated milk. GV evaporated milk just gone. None there. Now you can get the Carnation stuff for 50 cents more. Not too big of a deal, but a lot more expensive for basically the same thing. Vinegar. Vinegar looked well stocked. Now a couple of them are fronted. You can see that right there, fronted, but not too bad. Organic apple cider seemed well stocked. There are other sizes of white vinegar and stuff like that. Now, if you're looking for the name brand, I'm not sure why you need name brand vinegar, because it's almost an element, right? I mean, it's chemically the same, right? So I don't know. Does the name brand taste better vinegar wise? Anyway, when it comes to olive oil, we're still seeing some issues with different varieties. They're just not coming in from Europe. Now, we're hearing good things about the olive harvest over there this year, so we should be seeing olive oil coming over back in stock, especially the high-end stuff back in the U.S. As time goes forward. But when it comes to seed oils, all the nasty carcinogenic stuff, the canola oil, the vegetable oils, those seem to be fairly well stocked, so not real panic there. Now, before we get on to more of what's at Walmart, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, or up in Canada, if you have a retirement account that you want to invest partially or the whole thing over into precious metals. In this time, I mean, with talks of nuclear war on the horizon right now, that's what everyone's talking about. Having precious metals is probably the way to go. These are actually your coins, your bars that you'll actually have distributed to you, not dollars. So that is they belong to you. And then you get them distributed when you take a distribution out of your retirement account. If you want to find out more, give them a call. Make sure you do mention this channel. If you do decide to move forward with them, that way they do waive the setup fee for you. All right, green beans looked like they were back in stock. We had some issues, I guess, people just stocking up for Thanksgiving for their green bean casserole and such. But green beans look pretty well in stock. Salad dressings, we saw some issues with salad dressing last week. Did not see major evidence of that this week. The generics as well as the name brand. This is what a prepping section looks like in a more rural, small town area. Some of you guys asked what I mean when I say the prepping section. A lot of stores, this prepping section is like a third of the size. Like my Walmart, it's about a third of the size here. Just have a couple of number 10 cans. That's the big cans down the bottom. Maybe some cheese sauce. Maybe a big thing of jalapenos, something like that. Maybe some peanut butter. But this is more what you're looking at. Giant jugs of Miracle Whip, ranch dressing, pickles, all sorts of good stuff. Now, I did see the ranch dressing on the aisle cap being a little bit fronted there, but not too bad. Some of the bottled water was kind of missing There were a couple patches. There's another patch right there where some pallets were missing. They seem to try to cover this up over here by pulling a Dasani over and pulling a Deer Park over. But maybe someone got into that Dasani pack there and grabbed a bottle, which is just weird. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Eggs. Eggs seem to be well in stock, but then when you looked at the prices, they were a little bit shocking. $3.97 for a dozen eggs. That's not for the thing down below. I got, there were some regular eggs there, dozen eggs. There were some gaps there, but I had to get a little closer to the sticker just to make sure I was reading it correctly. You know, last week it was $2.97. I was like, that's crazy. $3.97 this week for 12 large eggs. And you all know those large eggs are what medium eggs used to be, or even small eggs used to be. So definitely seeing issues. They're trying to get people to stop buying eggs. And the reason for that is because they don't have enough eggs to go around. So they're jacking up the prices in order to ease any holes on the store shelves so that there will be availability. But they're going to have to probably jack the prices up even further to get people to stop buying. That is concerning. Some of the Strabane yogurts and stuff like that. We got some gaps here and there on dairy. Whole milk seemed to be fairly well stocked. Seemed to actually have more issue with the 2%. The 2%, there's some 2% over there on the left, and then this is, I believe, 2% right there. This whole rack was just empty for some reason. So, coffee creamers, some of the alternate coffee creamers having issues there. Stuff like laundry soap, laundry detergent, not fully stocked there, significantly down. And then the bleach just never seemed to fully bounce back. Bleach should not be something that they have a problem keeping in stock, and yet certain varieties just completely out still. Chocolate milk, having some issues there. Eggnog, not too bad, but they're having trouble squeezing those almonds and such for almond milk and oat milk and all the alternative fake milks. Some of the juices, we're having issues there too. We're going to get over to Aldi so you can see what's happening over there. Some interesting things to see for sure. But cottage cheese, sour cream, some outages there. Sausages, hot dogs, some different products missing as well. And I'll give you my thoughts on what this looked like compared to my regular stores closer to the city. And then we have Campbell's Soup. Of course, we've been talking a lot about the shrunk sections. They've definitely rebranded a lot of their GV soups. I'm not sure how I like that, but it seems like they're fairly big cans, and it seems like there's some better options there. I don't know. Maybe it's just they're more noticeable with the new cans, new labels and stuff, but. Have you guys tried out the GV soups since the new labels? And is there more variety, or is it just the same variety and just new labels? Pasta looked fairly well stocked here, both generic as well as name brand. I didn't see too many holes there. Coffee, for some reason I didn't see the coffee section on the aisles, but the Maxwell House has been one that we've been having a little bit more of an issue with, and they had a big pallet out in the aisleway, so that seemed to be fairly well. All right, over to Aldi. Bagged rice seemed to be fairly decent, but prices are like $1 a pound when it comes to white rice, which is just not what you're looking for. You want like $11-12 right now for a 20-pounder of GV rice in most places that I've seen. So trying to get closer to that 50 cent per pound is what you really should be looking at if you're trying to get a big stock up. If you can get 50 cents or less, then you're actually doing quite well. So if you're going to like a Hispanic store, Asian store, or if you're ordering it online and stuff, that's what you should be looking for non-packaged, non-bucketed rice. Salmon was in stock at Aldi. They also had some other fish options, of course, tuna, and then they had some sardines in cans, oysters in cans. Lots of great options at Aldi, and honestly, they're usually a lot better with the wild caught and the organic stuff. They seem to be a little more conscious about that. They are a European company. I mean, Aldi is German, so they do kind of have some of those thoughts of clean food, generally speaking. They put some cheap stuff out on the shelves too, but generally speaking, they try to do stuff that's a little higher quality, safer quality too. Olive oils looking fairly well in stock, but some small little gaps there. Seed oils looked pretty good for the masses. You know, not you or I. I do make sure that I have that stocked up. It's an easy way to get a lot of calories. If you get the gallon jugs, not necessarily these bottles here, but over at Walmart, you get the gallon jugs and just throw them into storage. People say that they go rancid after a couple years. That's not really true. It takes them about 10 years to go rancid or more. So if you keep them in a cool, dark place and keep them sealed up so they don't get exposed to oxygen, generally speaking, those bottles of soybean oil, canola oil are going to be still pretty good. And even if they do go rancid, you can use them for lighting. You can use them for lubrication and stuff like that, for hinges and whatever else you need them for. Even if it's rancid, you can still use it for things. Rancid just means it's going to taste bad, and you're also going to have more of those free radicals and stuff like that in the oil. Evaporated milk looked pretty well stocked. So if you're looking for evaporated milk, can't find it over at Walmart, head over to Aldi. Some of the breakfast waffles and stuff like that with a big waffle recall, that's kind of understandable. Turkey seemed to be in stock. We got the Butterball big ones, and then you got your generic ones, as well as your small Butterballs as well. Some canned sodas and other sodas were kind of out of stock. I know that's not a big mission critical thing. Interestingly enough, when I looked at the fruit section here, we've been having issues with mandarin oranges. Well, there seems to be plenty of mandarin oranges at this store. So maybe they just need to get them over to the other store, or maybe this store has been hogging all of them from the distribution network, or maybe they started to get them back in stock. Vinegar, the generic vinegar, a little bit low there, but otherwise vinegar, fairly well stocked. Some of the dairy options, again, you see some gaps here and there. We're kind of getting accustomed to that, I guess. So you just may have to buy a different variety. Some of the hot dog sausages had some gaps there. But that's what I'm seeing here. Thoughts are just generally they're working off the same distribution network. They are stocking slightly different things. But overall, I'd say that they're pretty similar. But I'd say that the rural store seemed a little bit less well stocked than the city store. All right, friends, let me know what you guys are seeing. Are you seeing city stores versus rural stores being stocked better? Are you seeing rural stores being stocked better than city stores? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right on the screen. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, you can either call the number that I gave you before in the video. You can just scroll back to that screen, or you can tap on the screen and fill out your information, and they will get in contact with you. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.